everyone. I will start from basic article being published by the Times of India and recent newspaper that there was a natural disaster that leads to the death of over 173 people in a particular area and affected more than thousands of people in an area. Next slide. Basically, that natural disaster come under the umbrella term that is mass movement. So, Namaste, myself Shivam Kumar Singh standing before you to give my presentation on the topic that is mass wasting. I will start from the very basic introduction that what basically this mass wasting means. It means the downslope movement of any debris or rock along a slope or through the slope of any region. And it basically happens due to influence of the gravity. So gravity is the main influencing factor in mass movement, and no other transporting medium such as wind, water, ice, or molten lava is involved. Generally, it happens that gravity leads to all the mass movement in a region. Next slide. So there is a confusion that is there a difference between mass movement and mass wastage? So the answer is no. Both are the same. Both are interchangeably used in a sentence, and both are used to denote those phenomena happens due to the influence of gravity in a region down the slope. Next slide, please. So, what causes this mass movement in a region? What are the factors that affect that eventually leads to mass movement in a region? There are certain factors on which we have as a example. Generally, I said that no influence of other natural agents have happened, but in specific cases, we have these factors that leads to mass movement in a region, among which we have heavy rainfall. So, what happens that water along slope acts as a lubricating agent, and that reduces the friction among the particles, and those lubricated debris falls down the slope with the help of under the influence of gravity. Next, we have other factors like over-steepening of slope modification, ground vibration. So these three factors happen due to natural as well as human factors. Natural factors include the seismic activity. सीस्मिक एक्टिविटी के चलते जो अर्थक्वेक्स आते हैं उसके चलते जो हमारे स्लोपी एरियाज होते हैं सेफ होते हैं एंड दैट इवेंचुअली लीड्स टू मास मूवमेंट इन दैट पर्टिकुलर रीजन. एंड ह्यूमन फैक्टर्स में वी हैव माइनिंग एक्टिविटीज एट मास लेवल. Under mining activities, we use bomb blasters to break those bigger rocks, and that eventually cause mass movement in that region due to the vibration caused by artificial factors. Expansion and contraction, freezing and thawing effect in that particular region by changing seasons in that region. Next slide. Effects. It is very general that mass movement is a natural factor that causes loss to property, loss to life, environmental harm, and these human loss, these natural loss eventually leads to the economic loss of a nature. And next we have landscape changes, since it is based on the erosion and deposition phenomena that eventually changes the landscape of that particular area. Next slide. So I said that this mass movement is directly influenced by the work of gravity. So we have a slide that what is the role of gravity. So gravity, as we all know, leads to the downward movement along the slope. It provides an external force that pulls the material from heights down towards the ground. Next slide, sir. Under gravity, we have basically two forces highlighted in red color. You can see we have shear stress and shear strength. What happens is shear strength, that it is a force that acts to the parallel to the slope. Like imagine this is your slopey area. Under the influence of gravity, a thing here will be influenced by gravity, and that gravity will push that thing downwards. That basically is the stress. Stress works on the object, stress works on the debris and the rock material along the slope. And among shear stress, we have two perpendicular forces, that two common components that leads to the downward movement. First is the perpendicular component. Just imagine that this is our slope area. here is our rock valley. What happens that along this slope of perpendicular force can act, and to cancel and to balance out that perpendicular force, a force called tangent component will work downwards the ground. So next slide, sir. What happens when the tangent component increases or overpasses the perpendicular force, that leads to the movement down the slope. And next we have shear strength as highlighted in black color. So it is nothing but the internal resistance. We learned about inertia in our backward classes, so that is the thing here, that the internal resistance of a substance along the slope. So what happens that when the shear stress is more than the shear strength, that leads to the downward movement along the slope, and this leads to the mass movement along the sloping area. Next slide, sir. So we have classification of mass wasting or mass movement. Basically, we have broadly classified on the basis of movement. So either the movement can be very fast, or either the movement will be very slow, or rapid movement like instant movement. Next slide, sir. So under very rapid movement, we have slump. So to understand slump, we again have to imagine a slopy area like this. And what happens that the unwithered and unconsolidated rock on the surface of the slope eroded along the slopy region, and that forms a curve like this. As you can see, this is a mountain before, and after slump formation, a concave shape like this forms along the slope. And that slump, as you can see, a curve like this forms along the surface. And this happens due to a reason, and that is called the backward rotation of the debris. So what basically is backward rotation? Imagine this is a small rock deposited on the slopy region. What happened that this debris will rotate like this and fall like this. पीछे की तरफ रोटेट होगा और रोटेट होते हुए नीचे आएगा, and this forms a curve along the surface, and that eventually called as slump. So highlight of the slump is the backward rotation and a concave shape inward bulge is formed there along the surface. Next we have debris slide. So what happens again? All these happen along the slopy region. So in debris slide, what happens that unconsolidated rock material under the influence of water, little bit water, slides along the surface of the slope. In slump there was backward rotation, and in debris we don't have any backward rotation. Basically backward rotation was like this, and debris slide is basically like this, slides along the path of the slope. So this forms the debris slide, and we have debris fall. So debris fall, there is a keyword you can see here, fall. Fall is basically like this was the thing, and this fall हो गया गिर वहाँ से. So what happens that unconsolidated material like this, स्टीप स्लोप पे क्या होता है कि डेब्रिस रखे हुए होते हैं और ग्रेविटी के इन्फ्लुएंस में आके they just fall. यहाँ पे we don't have backward rotation like slump, or we don't have any movement along the slope. That debris directly fall like this, and that forms a structure, mass movement known as debris fall. Next slide. So again we have rock fall and rock slide. Rock fall again happens in a steeply rocky area. Here we don't have vegetation as happened in the case of debris fall. And rock slide, again the movement of the rock boulders along the path of the slope. As you can see, that slope था और slope से जो बचे कुचे जो materials थे वो slope के through ही बह के आ गए. And here we do not have backward rotation. We have simple like this slide करते हुए नीचे आ गए. Next slide. बह के आ गए तो पानी तो नहीं, no water like rock में क्या होता है, here we do not need any lubricating agent. तो क्या होता है कि erosion के चलते rocks automatically धीरे धीरे कमजोर होते जाते हैं, and that eventually leads to breaking of rocks, and we have to mass movement, rock fall and rock slide. We have slow movement. earlier we were explaining about the mass movement, rapid movement. We have slow movement where little water is required in general cases. So we have rock creek. So we understand what basically this rock is. We have a new word called creek here. So to understand creek, let's assume that this is our land. ये अपना ज़मीन है और ज़मीन ग्रेविटी के इन्फ्लुएंस में आके ओवर द टाइम के धीरे धीरे ऐसे बेंड होते जाता है। जैसे हम लोग का ज़मीन पहले ऐसे था और ग्रेविटी के इन्फ्लुएंस में आके हल्का हल्का सा ये बेंड होते जा रहा है और इसके ऊपर जो पेड़ पहले ऐसे खड़े थे वो थोड़ा सा टिल्ट हो जाएंगे ड्यू टू इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी। सो दैट स्ट्रक्चर इज कॉल्ड क्रीक। सो अंडर क्रीक वी हैव टू डिवीजन्स, रॉक क्रीक एंड सॉइल क्रीक। रॉक क्रीक में क्या होता है कि लैंड को इमेजिन करेंगे पूरा एक लेयर ऑफ रॉक एंड रॉक अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी बेंड्स लाइक दिस एंड दिस फॉर्म लाइक दिस स्ट्रक्चर दैट इज कॉल्ड एज रॉक। एंड सेम सॉइल क्रीक, जैसे रॉक क्रीक में रॉक था लैंड पे, इमेजिन अ थिक लेयर ऑफ सॉइल के ऊपर पेड़ उगे हुए सीधा सारा और अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ ग्रेविटी दैट लैंडस्केप टर्न इनटू दिस एंड जो ट्री पहले ऐसे था turned tilted like this. So this forms a soil cliff as you can see in this picture. We have solid flexure. So to understand that we need to understand the freezing and thawing impact. What happens that in a colder region the water gets fused and the lands get consolidated with each other. The land particles or the debris get consolidated with each other and stick to the ground. But when the season changes, when the temperature rises, that leads to the melting of ice in that particular region. And since the ice melts in that region, the ice becomes water, and again that water acts as a lubricating agent, and that leads to the movement around the flow, and that is what solid structure is. So basically, highlight of the solid structure is the freezing and thawing effect, जिसके चलते water आइस में था तो सारा एक से इकट्ठा था, जमीन में पकड़े रहा था और जब आइस एक्सचेंज हो गया वाटर में तो वाटर लुब्रिकेट की तरह काम किया और इससे मूवमेंट हो गया एक। Next we have earth flow and mud flow. Again, these two happen in a slopy region. What happens in earth flow is that either material or the debris or particles of the rock अर्थ फ्लो क्या होता है, बीदर मटेरियल स्लोप के अलाउ फ्लो हो जाता है, नीचे की तरफ फ्लो हो जाता है, यहाँ पे भी लिटिल वाटर का एक्ट होता है। एंड वी हैव मड फ्लो, मड एज यू कैन सी कीचड़ का फ्लो। सो अब क्वेश्चन कम्स दैट व्हाट डिफरेंशिएट्स द अर्थ फ्लो फ्रॉम मड फ्लो। So it's the material that differentiates the earth flow from mud flow. Earth flow में क्या होता है कि water content कम होता है और mud flow, mud बोले तो कीचड़ में water content, water concentration हाई होता है। earth flow में क्या होता है कि इसके material क्योंकि water नहीं होता है तो काफ़ी porous होते हैं, चुभने वाले होते हैं। और मड फ्लो में क्या होता है, वाटर होता है और उन्हें स्लाइड करके आते हैं तो ड्यू टू फ्रिक्शन अलॉन्ग द फ्लो उनके जो एजेस होते हैं स्मूथ हो जाते हैं और यहाँ पे हमें मड फ्लो में स्टिफर मटेरियल मिलता है। अर्थ फ्लो में क्या होता है कि मटेरियल काफ़ी पोरस होता है और इसमें मड फ्लो में कम होता है। और एक और डिफरेंस कि अर्थ फ्लो में जो मिट्टी होती है, जो डेब्रिज होते हैं वो सैचुरेटेड नहीं होते हैं और मड फ्लो में वाटर सैचुरेटेड होते हैं। So these are the difference between the earth flow and mud flow. Next we have seep wash. Imagine, recall just class 9 the concept that seep erosion. That is seep wash. Seep wash is also called seep erosion. What happens that over a very large slopy region, when there is heavy rainfall, so due to that heavy rainfall, the percolating capacity of soil gets stopped. And the water did not enter into the soil and get through over a very large area, forming a thin film. So क्या होता है कि our top layer of soil is being covered by humus and organic material. So this seep erosion basically leads to the removal of humus and organic material over a very large period, a very long area, very large area. and it basically happens in Assam region in India. Next, we have we have some extra mass movements like topple. So for topple, you just understand that this is our steep rock here, and steep rock got vertically broken due to some natural processes, and that steep rock directly fall down the ground. As you can see here, that steep rock direct fall हो रहा है forward bending this side. So this is what topple is. Here you can see कि direct fall हो रहा है. This is not a rock fall. Rock fall में fragments आते हैं और इसमें क्या होता है, पूरा rock टूट के आगे की तरफ इसमें हम लोग को बैकवर्ड रोटेशन भी नहीं मिल रहा है, इसलिए ये नया तरह का न्यू फॉर्म ऑफ मास देखने को मिलता है. Topple, I have differentiated here. So here we have topple, the rock आगे पीछे गिर जा रहा है, and here we have rock fall. Rock fall में देखिए fragmented materials गिर रहे हैं यहाँ पे along this rock. So here I have shown a picture of slide और flow. Slide में क्या होता है कि along this slope हम लोग debris flow करता है, और flow में क्या होता है, water content होता है, तो इसमें water saturated होता है, तो इसमें like mud की तरह होता है, और ये अंडर ग्रेविटी के influence से आके slope के along flow. Here we have rock fall. तो rock fall जो basically मैंने बताया उसको दो जनरल टर्म्स में हम लोग डिवाइड करते हैं. We have scar and we have terrace. तो बेसिकली क्या होता है, जब ऊपर से डेब्रिस नीचे गिरती हैं तो जो अपर का मटेरियल होता है, ऊपर बड़े बड़े जो डेब्रिस होते हैं जो कि अनरिजर्व होते हैं, जिससे कोई नेचुरल इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ रहता है, और वो सर्टेन हाइट पे होते हैं, वो स्कार होता है, और वही जो स्कार जो नीचे बढ़ के टूट टूट के फ्रेगमेंटेड फॉर्म्स में आ जाते हैं, दैट फॉर्म्स टेरेस. So this is all the summary that we discussed. Conclusion, mass wasting is basically very important topic because हम लोग जिस region में रहते हैं, we have right to know about our environment, our region. So mass wasting gives us an opportunity to know about our environment, to know about our surroundings, and know how that geographical feature basically falls in India.